people here that
Uh, I was. I remember when I talked to you last that you were telling me about a little bit about how close the Italian community was. That even some of the people didn't even speak English.
yes, there's still people. The old, the oldest people that I know, they live around the old Answorth, where there was a little store, Mansa store, and around the K Street. In fact, that's where we landed. My father had a house on K Street when we came here, right on 13th. And K Street to those days was beautiful. We could walk back and forth K Street. It was all illuminated. And we didn't have to worry about any mugging or anything. We could walk at night there. In fact, we did all our shopping at K Street. I didn't know how to talk. I used to go to Pete, Pete Verone. It was on 13th, right? A little bit from where we were living, and just talk to him in Italian. And a little farther from there was Malone, who later became a chief of police in town. And on 17th, there was Frank Miele, had another grocery store there. And Natale Reda, who was a very, very good man and had a big family there that I remember so plain. He used to come and deliver the groceries and never forgot to bring a bag of candy for the children. Those days, all the time, deliver the grocery. Most, see, they're in that little community. And, well, that was impossible because, to tell you the truth, the Italian people were looked up as, I don't know what, ignorant, I don't know, foreigner. I don't think we were so dumb, but the American people, because we couldn't talk their language, they thought we were ignorant. But I bet if they went to Italy, they couldn't talk Italian either. They would feel just as stupid.
Did I know in that area of town there were also a lot of the Scandinavians and let's see, mostly Scandinavians in that area too. Did your community ever have any problems with the Scandinavians in town?
Well, I never heard really, because the Italian people, as a rule, they're very friendly people, and even if the Scandinavian felt superior or what, I don't know. I don't think they had a chance to be antagonistic or unfriendly with the people. They were very friendly. But I know only once that my first husband, who had quit the job that he had for 17 years, he had to work under a Scandinavian who knew more about the carpenter than my husband ever dreamed of. But he was trying his best. And he had to quit. He couldn't work with him. He knew exactly that he wasn't wanted there because he was an Italian. They were all Scandinavian people. But outside that, I don't know of any other really antagonism that had been. At least we got along fine. I really couldn't say that. In fact, I had more Scandinavian around here since I've been here, and never had any problem with anyone. So,
Well, what kind of work was there available for the Italian community?
most of them was ditch digging. They couldn't speak, but they could work. and they were willing to work. Naturally, as they got to know the language a little bit, they were able to go here and there and look for better job. I know my husband was very frail and very delicate. He couldn't work on the. His brother recommended him to some Italian that had in charge of the railroad, and he was working there, but he couldn't keep up with them. He was 15 years old. He used to tell me when he came here, and he had been very sick that they even expect him to die. He had the smallpox. He was so sick they even ordered the coffin. Then he changed for the better, and his brother got sick, and they used the coffin for him. Yeah. And his brother was 17 years old. So when he came here, he was very delicate and a person who had done more studying than digging in the yard. So he couldn't work, and he got fired and went back to Connecticut, where he had another brother there. And there he worked in the Arrow company factory where they were making, I think, the name was the Arrow, but I can't remember what they were doing then. But when I went back,